it's Farrell Klein, and you're watching another Supernatural review, and this is Season 7, Episode 3, The Girl Next Door. If you're new to Supernatural reviews, I do a recapping review of every single episode of Supernatural, so let's get into it. I know I'm posting this in December, but it's Halloween for me, so that's why I have the little mouse ears, because I wasn't really fully dressing up, because it's a Thursday and work and whatever, and then I was the only one at my company with something. Anyway, I actually was very impressed by this episode because I didn't really remember this episode. As I've kind of talked about in my last few videos, is that I don't remember much of season 7, and I kind of took that as a bad sign. I think it's still a little bit of a bad sign, but I actually am being more surprised because I think I didn't watch a lot of these episodes before, because it's hard for these episodes to kind of be out of the blue episodes. You know, they're still episodic, but they still have touches of serialized, but they're just not overall well-known episodes. So it's something where it's when you're just kind of thinking episodes to just watch, to just be oh, let me just watch an episode, or episodes you show friends and stuff, you know, these episodes don't really come to mind, and so you kind of just forget about them. But they weren't bad to get big in with. Maybe they're just something you never really rewatch, and because I've never actually really rewatch these episodes, I don't know, maybe once before, but really this could be my first time rewatching it. It's actually you know, new and unique a little bit to me, because I'm not as familiar with this content. And it's something too, I talked about how in season 6 they did so much overall. In season 7 they're kind of honing into these Leviathans that we actually didn't see that much in this episode. But I feel also the writing has become better. And it's something I kind of didn't really touch on too much about season 6. I think maybe once in a while I was saying the writing just doesn't feel strong. And it's something where the writing in Supernatural is something that's actually really good. Overall in the series, the writing is really good. The writers are just really well. And I feel especially I'm noticing it in this episode, and I think in the last couple episodes, the writing is actually really, really strong. And although it might not be and that memorable of an episode, or you know, have all these things that us as a Supernatural community you remember, I'm actually more engaged with these episodes than some episodes in season 6, just because the writing's better, that I feel more engaged. So this episode technically was a flashback episode, which it did take a while for us to have the first flashback, so I felt like that was actually a little bit jarring, that it took us a while to get there. But I think it's interesting because it's something where you only saw Sam in this flashback. But I feel it also kind of makes sense, you know, for the story. And definitely if Dean was in the flashback, it would have changed things. You know, part of me thinks it has to do something with the casting of the actors or whatever. And they have that actor, I think his name's Colin or something, that we've seen him be a Sam before, which he's a perfect Sam. So it was great to have him there and that. So yeah, technically it was a flashback episode, and you know, the way that they went between the present day and the flashback sometimes wasn't as easy or as pleasant, you know, as I just talked about how great the writing is. But I feel maybe it was hard to do, and they did the best they could do. So this is technically a monster we never seen before, and I was a little bit confused on exactly what this monster is, but I think it's something where they eat some type of brain thing, and it could be someone that's dead, which is why that woman became a mortician, or whatever her job was. I don't know, but I think it kind of gets into a lot of the morals and stuff, and how you know, Sam let her go, and then Dean wasn't gonna let her go. And so you know, especially I talked about in the last episode how Sam and Dean had that scene at the end, and then especially what Dean just did then, you know, it kind of in a way feels it feels a lot more it's the brother stuff, and it gets more into the deeper stuff too, which, you know, Supernatural does well, which it's an episode that has a lot of dark or deepness stuff. Half of it's really funny, and I don't know necessarily saying half of this episode was really funny per se. There were some funny moments, you know, when Dean was pie, you know, things like that. But it definitely I feel Supernatural does some of these dark moments strong, and the fact that he killed her, and then the little boy was there, and he's one day I'm gonna kill you, and he was I'm gonna kill you, which is something where I don't know if it was season 14 or season 15, some guy came back, or oh my god, it was season 12 or 11. It was when Dean became a demon that he was coming back for Dean. And so it's just kind of, it's that part also felt a little bit on the nose, not gonna lie. but it's just like, it's just very dark and stuff. And like, I guess Sam doesn't find out this episode. Does Sam ever find out? I don't know. But it's something where it's like, would Dean have done this like a year ago? Especially after the whole Lisa and Ben stuff. And I think it's something where like, especially what he's been through per se in season 6, but I think overall in the show that like he does these things and like he knows. And I think if we like had this in a different season, like Dean wouldn't have done that. But that's the whole point of this episode. I think they worked the whole episode around is that Dean's gonna kill her. Like that's the whole thing. Because if they just let him go, like I feel like the episode wouldn't feel whole, you know? Like I think that came first, like the killing her came first, you know? As I said, it was like a really well written episode, and there was a little bit of the Leviathans at the beginning, so we're kind of gonna see some Leviathans over and over again, and we kind of see a little bit more what they can do and like how there's so many Leviathans and how they kind of work their magic. So it's actually like, it's exciting to see. Like I'm excited to see more about the Leviathans. Like that's exciting to see. But anyway, I'm not going to talk too much longer. Leave my mouse ears. So yeah, but overall really well written episode, and I think I put it on the top list. I don't think it will end up on the top 5 list, but again, like I don't remember a lot of the episodes of the season, so I really don't know what we have in store, and it could end up there. We'll see. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.